Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Danny Phantom Vlogs Revisit. This time we are talking about the episode Infinite Realms. And this is the introduction to Frostbite, and all of the Yeti ghosts that live in the Arctic area of the ghost zone. As well as the introduction to the Infomap, which will make a couple more appearances in this season. And let's see. I believe the last time. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I believe this is the last time that Vlad is the main antagonist of the episode. No, there is another time when he's the main antagonist of an episode. But this season is definitely showing like Danny's strength and how he's gotten a lot stronger, and he's able to defeat Vlad. He's able to defeat Vlad a lot more consistently now. In the first episode of the season, we saw him fight Vlad to a draw, and here he's outplaying, outfighting Vlad every step of the way. But the episode is basically about Danny, Sam, and Tucker are all trying to map out the ghost zone, so that way they know enemy territory inside out. And they end up getting lost and then coming across Frostbite and the ghosts that live in the Yeti ghosts that live in the Arctic area of the ghost zone. Dogs are freaking out downstairs. So, lost my train of thought. Where was it? All right, yeah. Yeti ghosts. So they end up being shown the Infomap that can take you anywhere you want to go or anywhere you need to go, and they accidentally end up activating it by mistake, and it takes them back home. And they're like, okay, well, we'll return it tomorrow. For now, let's get something to eat. And so the next day, as they're getting ready to leave, Vlad, who apparently has cameras installed in the Fenton house like a creep, sees that they have the Infomap and follows them and manages to steal the map. And then he just goes on trips throughout history and throughout the world, trying to rule different civilizations, and Danny continues to stop him every step of the way. Until eventually Vlad just has enough of it, and orders the map to take him where he needs to go, and so it takes him to the ice cold barren wasteland where Frostbite and the other Yeti ghosts are, and they freeze him. And they get their map back. Danny apologizes for the mess, and Frostbite is like, "Hey, no harm done. You're fine." So they leave, and we get this ominous message from Frostbite saying that he will see Danny again, that they have more in common than Danny realizes, and so that's just kind of foreshadowing for a future episode. But yeah, it was a really good. It's a really good episode. I do like this episode. I do like the the concepts that get introduced with the Infomap, and it's really interesting it's really interesting what it can do. I wish it was used a little bit more, but I also understand that this is the final season, and it's like half the length of a normal season. So I understand that they just didn't have time to fully explore this further, which is unfortunate, but I'm still happy with what we got. That said, how does this hold up? How does this hold up? I would probably say probably a C grade. I think I would give it a C. I think I would give it a C grade. Better than the season, better than the previous episode, the season 3 premiere. I do think it's better than that. But it is not one of the standout episodes of the season. To be honest, aside from the introduction, honestly, the only things I remembered from this episode prior to going into it was this was the one that introduced Frostbite and the Infomap. That's it. Those were the only details of this episode I remembered going into the episode. I remembered nothing else, which is more than I can say for the season 1. For the first episode of the season, I did not remember like anything about the first episode of the 3rd season, other than the fact that Vlad becomes mayor, and that's all I remembered. I don't remember the context that led up to that. I didn't remember the context that led up to that. I didn't remember what happened after that. I just knew that that's the episode where it happened. I remembered virtually nothing of the first episode of the 3rd season going into it. This one was a little better. I remembered a couple things. Not much, but a couple. So I would say probably a C. So, but yeah. In any case, that's all I got. So let me know, what would you grade this episode? Let me know in the comments below. So, in any case, that's it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.